Mr. Martian, personal log entry, December 24th, 2016.
Welcome to the Real Martian. So you're looking at the results of 5 years worth of research, 1 year's worth of design, and a year's worth of building, and we still have another year to go. Been a lot of hard work. My wife and I have been doing this on our own. We've had some neighbors and friends and family help us along the way. Thank you to all of you out there who have helped us. We love you guys and really appreciate everything you've done to help make this vision come true. What is this vision, you might be wondering? You know, it's a funny story, but my wife and I, we're Christians. Every night we pray, we give thanks for the food and for the bounty that God has given us, and we pray for those that don't have food. We've been doing that for multiple years. All of a sudden, if you've ever heard the term God smacked, whack, it became apparent that we were praying for something without doing anything about it, and God said, that's what I sent you for. We're here to help bring sustainable food and energy to our local community. That's our mission. That's what we believe in. This facility that's behind me, the solar panels, and a whole bunch of other things that you can't see are a result of us trying to accomplish that mission. We have so far to go, but we've worked hard to get to this point, and we believe this is what God wants us to be doing. So we're putting all of our time, all of our effort, and every single dollar that we have available to us into this system in order to make it a reality.
I'm the chief engineer of what we call HaveOne, or HaveOne for short. HaveOne is our first prototype, and it's come a long way since we first started building in 2016. 2017 wasn't a cakewalk for us. In fact, it's taken a real toll physically, mentally, and on our relationships with friends and family. HaveOne is designed to provide sustainable food and energy to 4 families of 4 and is the first of 3 planned prototypes. It's far from perfect, and in the end, I'm pretty sure we are going to be a little bit short of some of our requirements, but it's a darn good start. After HaveOne, each Hab is intended to get smaller and smaller until we can fit the entire system into a shipping container. HaveOne generates energy through a combination of solar power and energy generated from bacteria in our anaerobic digester. This means that our system can provide power even when the sun isn't out and the wind isn't blowing. Food is developed from a symbiotic relationship between rainbow trout and the plants we grow aquaponically, and the system is managed by a cloud-based infrastructure that we have developed to give the operators real-time status and control of the system. This year we believe, quite frankly, it's going to be amazing. All of the large system builds are completed, and we are down to some final projects that we need to finish before the system is fully operational.
Good morning, Mission Control. Well, today we're going to be starting a whole new series. It's a whole new year here at the Real Martian Ranch, and we're really excited to share it all with you guys. This is the vertical aquaponic system that we're putting in place. Now, a lot of the beds here don't have anything in them yet, and that's because we simply haven't had a chance to actually focus on growing stuff in them. We've been too busy building the system, building the building, retrofitting the building with my mistakes, the solutions to my mistakes, etc. So we've had a lot of stuff that we've had to make updates on. So one of the reasons why we haven't been able to get to the aquaponics as much as we want, that's really the focus on as far as the food generation coming out of this system, is because of these little buggers right here. These are the microgreens. In fact, these are radish microgreens. We currently have 3 types of microgreens that we're growing: kale, radish, and peas. We want the system to pay for itself. That's certainly a big deal, and the microgreens help us do that so that we can really work on learning the aquaponics, digester, the solar, everything else. So what are microgreens, you might be asking? Well, let's go look at kale here and kind of give you a better shot. One little thing is just filled with nutrients. So people love them. Chefs love them as a garnish, put them on salads and stuff. So kind of the high-end restaurants type of thing, that's where the market's at. Hey there, Mission Control. Sorry, it's been a while. Got a lot of stuff to share with you. Let's jump in. I guess we can start with some good news. First, any leafy green plant at all grows amazingly well in this system. But you might notice normally these shelves are covered in microgreens, and right now they are definitely bare. The bottom line up front is we've had to shut down microgreens, and we're going to have to shut down the building for winter. Hey there, Mission Control. Well, this video is going to hurt a lot for me It's been snowing a whole lot lately. I'm in the garage right now. We're going to step outside and it's really bright. The sun came out. And I'm on my old video rig because what I'm going to show you is not cool. So let's keep going. Look at all that snow. We've had about 4 feet of snow in 48 hours. Most I've ever seen in my life. I've tried to keep it all clear. When you step in the snow, it's up past your waist, obviously. And if you've been watching for a while, you know what we have built. You might be putting 2 and 2 together already. For all those that just joined us, normally I have a much better video rig and audio rig, but as you'll see today, there's a good reason why I'm not bringing it all with me. So I was at work, got a phone call from Mrs. Martian, and came home as quickly as I could. It is beautiful out. You can see all the snow. It's the first time I'll be seeing this up close. You're getting it live just as I am. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You ever spent $250,000 and 4 years of your life trying to do something? To see that, oh my goodness, the whole structure failed. Oh my goodness. I was just out here yesterday and I plowed and the roof was clearing off. You know, this is the 3rd winter we've had the building, and we've never had a problem with the roof clearing, ever. That was one of the big concerns we had when we first put it up. Look at that. It just broke. That galvanized metal just broke. The whole building has shifted. This is really not safe now. The bad news is I have stuff in there that we need to get out. The fan, look at that fan. That fan's expensive. At least it's not going towards the solar panels. Hey, look, this side, oh no, it is bowed out on the solar panel side too. Look at that, they've all popped loose. Oh my goodness, this is a complete loss. Well, we have to go inside. It's gonna be quick though. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at that. All that work. I've called HaveOne a successful failure. For whatever reason this happened, I know God has a plan. It's not just to make me look like a fool on YouTube. We have to take a risk and get that stuff out of there as quickly as we can. And then, no going in. Till summer. I was down and out a few months ago. Didn't know what we're going to do. We shut the Hab down. Needed to regroup. And we did. Actually, things have been going really, really good. This day sucks. Today sucks. But overall, things have been going really good. I've been working a lot on Hab2. Everything that I failed to do right on HaveOne, I have fixed with Hab2. It is now mo better. The design, custom design from the ground up, not trying to take other people's stuff and make it work, but instead designing stuff from the very ground up to be purpose built to deal with all this stuff. I'm really excited about Hab2. This setback that's behind me is just that. It's just a setback. We have a mission: sustainable food and energy to local communities around the world. And the enemy today has won this battle. But that war to accomplish that mission, that continues on. We're not giving up. We faced a lot, and through God, we have overcome a lot. I believe that He is doing this for a reason that I do not yet understand, and I just have to trust in Him. And that has been one of the biggest lessons of this entire thing. If you've ever stepped out on faith, it is really hard.
We spent a lot of time thinking, reflecting, and quite honestly praying for what God wanted us to do after the collapse. Was the collapse of HaveOne a sign to stop? Or was it an opportunity to move forward? Was it a test of our resolve, our beliefs, our faith? We really did take this quite seriously, and we decided it was the latter. And we chose to continue forward, and therefore, in the spring of 2018, we began the design of Hab2. During that time, the Real Martian channel basically went dark for months as I created the mathematical models to ensure that Hab2 did not fall victim to the same mistakes or failures or defects of HaveOne. After months of analysis, I was extremely excited because every one of them showed that we had a solution in our hands that would actually work. Not just function, but it actually worked financially. Now, after our speaking event at the Space Conference, we met some great folks from Eat and Grow Systems from Houston, Texas, a startup trying to do something very similar to what we were doing. We were introduced to Eat and Grow Systems. We had the collapse of HaveOne. We had some money from the insurance policy. And with the design of Hab2 closing financially, and after a very long period of prayer and reflection, my wife and I decided that it was time for us to take a leap of faith and for me to leave my day job and pursue this effort full time with Eat and Grow Systems. In May, I left my job of 10 years, where I was the program manager responsible for the new product development of some pretty awesome autonomous products. It was a cool job, and there's a lot of great people there, and I still miss them. My wife and I took this leap of faith, putting God in the driver's seat. We are along for the ride. I'm now the Chief Operations and Technology Officer for Eat and Grow Systems, though there's no income associated with that job quite yet. It's a little different working for startups, you know. You really have to watch that bank account closely, and you truly come to appreciate every dollar that the Lord has blessed you with as you watch the total in your account approach zero. What we learned from HaveOne is that we have a really good set of systems, systems of systems, if you will, that work together effectively to provide scalable, sustainable food and energy production. While working with Eden, I came to appreciate the fact that investors want to see value in the companies they invest in, and one way that is done is through patents. This is a debatable step in our journey, but after consulting the folks closest to our potential investors as well as our investors themselves, we decided to submit the patent for what we call the Genesis system. Or you can use the full title if you want, the Scalable Bioregenerative Crop and Energy Production System for terrestrial and non-terrestrial use. But the Genesis system sounds way cooler. After leaving my job and submitting the patent, we were able to raise $80,000 through family and friends to support our efforts through Eden. The level of support was amazing and truly humbling. A lot of people believe in the need for and what we are doing. The Hab2 design package was fully completed this summer and was sent to suppliers for feedback on manufacturability. I personally visited each potential supplier to evaluate their capabilities and quality levels. Since we intend to sell Hab2 systems as well as various other consumer products via Eden, it was time for me to also engage with the local governments and authorities in order to discuss permitting and legal requirements for the build. The meeting went great, and we are now starting down the path of understanding the legal requirements for others to procure the systems we are designing and will soon be building. In this video, I want to talk about the choice of, are we doing the permanent version or the mobile version first, so that I can start sharing with you all the build videos for that. We are going to build the mobile version first instead of the permanent version. We're going to work on the permanent version in parallel, so I'm going to keep up my work on Hab2, but it's all going to be with the regulators, signing off on plans, getting everything taken care of. And we're going to take the Genesis system that was in HaveOne. It's going to get a lot smaller.
and we're gonna put it into a mobile trailer. Gorgeous day out for winter. It is a great day for getting work done. Okay, we're ready. The forward section fit really great. We got the aft section tacked together right now. We need to go do some more measurements on some of the placement of the vertical members. We'll do that in the next video. And we got still quite a bit more metal to cut. Today is going to be welding day. Overall, a good day. I'm really happy with this day, and before I sign off, I want to show you something. Let me show you how our grow box experiments are doing. The first thing I want to show you is that this is our Alpine strawberry. Its external leaves are doing very well, but it has a new start, so that's fantastic. You can just see it coming out. This is basil. It's germinated, and it's starting to come out of the grow media. Unfortunately, our cilantro seeds, I can see them, and they have not even come close to germinating. So I think maybe those seeds are probably bad. But great news on the strawberries and on the basil. So that's really a great sign. Frame has turned out great. I'm really, really happy with it. It's super strong. Again, remember, if you're brand new to this channel, you don't know this, but those have been following along. Stainless steel was chosen because it's easy to manufacture for our first prototypes. These are the Mark 1s, so it's easiest to get the stainless steel and get everything put together to test and make sure the system actually works and how we want it set up works. When we go to production, we will not be doing stainless steel unless it's like amazingly awesome. So this 1-inch tube is way, way overkill as far as strength goes, but it's really easy to manipulate and put together. It's also food safe, which is the reason why I chose stainless steel. Plastic would be the way that we're going to go in the future, but for right now, stainless steel is just a lot easier to work with. Single decker tower, on buddy breathing with the corn tower, both of them currently turned off. Welcome to the world, double decker tower. It is so cool. Okay, so I checked the germination chamber today. I was hoping to put the seedlings in tomorrow when I move the shrimp because the temperature will be up. But sadly, we're starting to get mold because they've been in there just a little too long. Just things taking me too long. So here is how everything looks in the towers. This tower has corn in it and tomatoes, and then some of the seeds didn't germinate, so we'll replant those. This tower has arugula, spinach, beets, and carrots. Then we have arugula, spinach, and kale. And we have green beans, kale, Swiss chard, and bunching onion. It looks pretty cool in here. The only thing that did not germinate were the potatoes. They molded out on us, so we'll get that figured out. But all in all, this is pretty special, pretty awesome. It's about 6 a.m. on the 30th. It's the demo day, and we have some interesting developments happening around the homestead. It is snowing. It's about 32 degrees outside, so we'll see how long it lasts.
but it's going to make for a more interesting day.
Okay, good evening to everybody. I think we're furthest away that we have is over past the East Coast a little ways. So good evening to everybody here as well. Thanks everyone for coming. This is a real world demonstration, not in a cool area where everything's all perfect. This is actually a place where we would expect to see this product deployed in a condition that it would be deployed in. So this is a real world product demonstration that we're going to be showing you today. I left my job over 18 months ago to pursue a new mission, full time. In that time, I've completed not one, but 5 different system designs looking for that just right solution. First, the work on Hab2 came to a halt, then the work on Hab 2.1, and then the labor that we had hoped to get to help us with LifePod 2 fell short. It's been one thing after another. Now, money is getting low, our time is short, and I'm left wondering, did we do the right thing? As if what we were doing wasn't already hard enough or risky enough, then COVID hit. Once COVID became part of our life, all of the timelines that it took to get parts extended dramatically. Investors were drying up, the uncertainty in the world was high. To deal with that, I had to take on extra work outside of Eden and the project in order to make sure we could pay the bills. I'm usually capable of taking on one major project every year in addition to my full-time job. I can't really do more than one big project when I have a full-time job because it tends to burn me out. And this year I had to take on not one but 8 major projects. I built a vineyard, an orchard, a garden, a greenhouse. I fenced in over 15 acres, redid the shop not just once but twice, and I built brand new stalls for the horses and animals to keep them safe from our fabrication, our sparks, and to keep the hay safe from our sparks. I'm not the only one having a tough time around here. My wife, God bless her, has had to put a lot of her dreams on hold as she's had to take on a whole set of new responsibilities, including learning how to grow food, gardening, learning how to preserve, doing the preservation of that food, and putting everything away for winter, all in an effort to help us save money and be ready for the uncertainty ahead. We are both at the point of burnout. And now the question is, are we going to make it? I have a saying that I use when I get overwhelmed. I don't think it's my saying, but it's the one I use. And that is, let's just line them up and then we'll knock them down, one at a time. And that's exactly what we did. We were faced with a tremendous amount of work. We were completely overwhelmed, totally underwater, tremendous amount of stress, everything we have on the line. And we just lined it all up, and we started at day one. We woke up, put our pants on, got our shoes on, had a sip of coffee, and got to work. The story's getting cooler, guys. Boy, I watched some old videos that Motherboard did on us, and wow, we've come a long ways from the work that we did for HaveOne and then the destruction of HaveOne, and now here we are with an actual demonstrated consumer product that is got more work to do on it, but it has passed the good enough point, really, and is going to start going out into the world. Our mission is to help provide sustainable food and energy independence to local communities around the world. That hasn't changed, really. In fact, the only thing that we've changed since we started HaveOne was we added the word independence, because there's a lot of companies out there that want to control your food, and we don't want to do that. We actually want to give you your food. We want to give you control of your food back, make it easy for you to know how to grow food and not be tied into a system where you have to go to Walmart or Whole Foods or Costco or anywhere else to get your food or be dependent on them. Not to say that we're going to replace those things. I think they'll be with us forever. But we don't want you to have to be dependent on them. We want you to have independence, not dependence. So even our systems, they're all meant to work away from us. They don't have to be connected to what we do at Eden. There's lots of benefits if you do connect in, but you don't have to. And I think that's a great thing. It has been a tremendous battle getting here. We are not done. In fact, we are digging in and we're going forward.
Find the moment and make it. Write your headline and raise it to the sky. No one else can create it. Take your banner and raise it to the sky.
This is The Real Martian. Out.